So.
Well, that's not true, actually, because we're starting with some new music reviews.
Oh, yes, we always have those. And we found some really obscure bands here today.
Well, I'd been looking forward to this first one for quite some time when I saw this was being released. This band is Malokarpatan.
That sounds like it should be Finnish. Doesn't that sound like a Finnish word?
I'm struggling with the pronunciation.
Yeah.
I've heard someone on YouTube say Malokarpatan.
Malokarpatan.
Which I don't like. I like Malokarpatan.
Malokarpatan.
Malokarpatan. That sounds right?
Anyway, yeah, they're not
from
Finland. They're from
Slovakia.
Slovakia, wherever that's like the other part of Czechoslovakia, I guess, when there used to be Czechoslovakia.
Deep in the heart of Eastern Europe.
Yeah, that is
Slovakia.
Yeah. And
this is what's going on there.
Yeah. What do we have to say about these guys?
These guys are fucking weird, but in a way I really enjoy.
Very dynamic. There's a lot going on there. Too many notes, obviously. But yeah, there's styles just seem to change every song. You know, some of it's thrash, some of it's black metal. Just really is going all over the place. There's orchestrated music in there.
A lot of great riffs.
Yeah.
It opens like it's got like a old timey movie soundtrack.
Yeah, you got almost like some sort of some sort of like a Frankenstein movie, or it just seems like it feels like a black and white movie. I don't know.
There's like an early music section later on.
Yeah, it's weird.
The last song has some interesting, intentionally off-key singing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's in movements. It's like 5. How many songs is this? It's like 5 songs, 6 songs long. They're all over 6 minutes.
I think the Eastern Europeans think like classical composers. You know, they all.
I don't think anyone thinks like these guys.
Well, you know, they think in movements.
I think these guys are their own thing. A little trivia about this. I don't think they're a one-man band anymore, but they did start with not necessarily him playing every instrument, but with one auteur.
No one man could do all of that.
Writing and playing most of the instruments on, I think, the first record, and the second record I think was more of a group thing, and I think it's just a real band now. I think it transitioned from one man to being a real band.
Not one man can handle all of that. It's not midnight, like this is like, complicated stuff.
There's a lot going on here. Anyway, did you like it, Maledictus?
Too many notes, obviously.
Too many notes?
Yeah, it's not something I'm going to listen to, but I don't think it's bad.
You don't like it? It's got some great riffs.
I don't like anything.
Okay? It's got great riffs.
But yeah, it's not something I want to listen to. It's a little boring. But
it is not. It's the opposite of boring. We were just talking about how dynamic it is.
Yeah, but that doesn't make something not boring. It's just a little too much. It's a little too, there's too much going on there for me.
Well, I love this band. Maybe you should make your own top albums of the year, because this one is definitely going to be on mine.
Yeah.
And if you don't even like it, we can't both stand behind that list.
Yeah, it's not something I'm going to listen to. I mean, it's good. I give these guys credit for making, and these guys who are absolutely unknown. 2,800 streams on Spotify, by the way. And of course, one thing I like to take note of is the main city it's listened to, and this is a common city for metal bands, for small metal bands. It's Oslo, Norway for this one. There's definitely, you'll find a lot of bands that are of this size. It'll either be like Santiago, Chile, or like Oslo, Norway, or like sometimes Mexico City. Those are very popular cities for metal for some reason. But Oslo, Norway is definitely a reoccurring top city for some reason. It's never anywhere in America. Never.
These guys are small, but the super tuned in hipsters all know about these guys. I'm pretty sure.
You never heard of these guys?
A few years ago, I think Fenris put them on one of his playlists, and so they've got that.
Is Fenris a hipster? We don't know. Let's find out.
I mean, he's too old to be a hipster.
Yeah, he doesn't understand it. He's like.
But I think he's a hipster without trying.
Black metal boomer ever. But yeah. What are these notes here? What do we got here on these guys?
Oh, I plugged all the song titles through Google Translate because I was just intensely curious about whatever they could be talking about.
They're in Slovakian, I guess. Is that a language?
Slovak.
Is that the right language? Or with the other half of that country?
Indulgent that they have their own language.
I think they should have kept it Czechoslovakia. That was easier. Back in the 80s, it was called Czechoslovakia. The communists just kind of...
I don't know the history.
They kind of just... Yeah, did the communists make that? I think they might have.
We don't know the history. We're impugning a whole country.
No, that might have happened after World War I. It might not even been the communists that made Czechoslovakia. Comment down below if you know the answer to that. I'm usually good at history, but I just didn't look into that. But, you know.
Okay, so the song titles are... This is Google Translate. In the birch groves near Babina, we had an underworld magnate.
That is way too many words.
From the seed of the Veselku's magic root arises.
Hold it. That's a title for a song?
Yes.
You can't call a song that. You'll never get a hit.
You can call a song.
You will never get a radio hit.
Do you think these guys are trying for a radio hit?
Yeah, doesn't everyone want money?
These guys, they live in the forest of Slovakia.
More reason for them to try to make some money doing this.
Anyway, we were flying firmament on the Black Horse. That one makes the most sense because firmament is another word for sky, in case you didn't know.
Obviously, like these songs were not obviously intended to be in English. It's like a Rammstein song. When you try to translate, it just sounds weird, despite all the pervy things they're talking about.
That other one is just garble, and the Kruppen Fires have fired up the post this year. That's my favorite.
The Kruppen, what is a Kruppen Fire?
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the album title, which I don't think we said, which
maybe
was Krupinske One.
Yeah, I wonder what that means. It's probably colloquial.
That I don't know. That one didn't go through Translate at all.
It's obviously things are colloquial. Like
we'll never know.
Yeah, it's not for us. It's not for us. It wasn't meant for Americans. It was meant for to stay in Slovakia. What's it like in Slovakia? Anyone from Slovakia? Comment down below.
Anyway, or Norway.
And give us a downvote. Make sure you give us a downvote too, like everyone else. What else we got? Anything else about Malokarpatan? Here they are, by the way. If you see the picture here.
They've got capes on?
Yeah, they got, of course. They have capes. They need capes in the forests of Slovakia. And Slovakia is such a forgotten country. No one really gives Slovakia any credit.
We should go sometime.
Do they even have a good hockey team? I don't even know. Like the Czechs are known for hockey.
I'm sure they play some kind of weird sport that doesn't exist outside of Slovakia.
It's definitely a forgotten place.
Okay. And we have one other band we want to talk about.
This band is interesting. Let's get a picture of these guys. Now, these guys are called Caskets Open. They're from Finland. Very small band. We have to thank Samantha for daring to find these guys because no one else has, not even the hipsters. Most popular city, Helsinki, their home city. That's where they're getting their most plays. We only got 325 streams on these guys on Spotify. Although that's their Billboard rating here. So this is not a very well-known band, but you should know about them, though. This is a power trio from Finland. And believe it or not, they sing in perfectly clear English. They're not trying to sing in Finnish, whatever the hell that sounds like. They're not finished with Finnish. They're not finished. Funny. They're going for that sort of New York hairy Italian guy metal sound, like from the 90s. They sound a lot like Danzig. They sound a lot like Typo Negative, too.
When I sent this to Maledictus, I called this Danzig Doom.
Yeah,
because they have a definite Doom element as well, which is, I think, the wild card.
It's way heavier than Danzig. It's not. It's like Danzig is rock. Danzig is not metal. Like this is as if like Danzig sang metal. Like imagine if Danzig sang metal, like real metal. Because Danzig's a rock band. Come on, give me a break, everyone. Just because he does like devil stuff doesn't mean he's metal. That just because he's like.
By the way, we're talking about their album "Concrete Realms of Pain." It's their fourth album.
That is such like a New York kind of title.
Yeah.
And even like the cover.
Show the album.
Do we have album artwork here?
You have to click on the album.
Let's see. Concrete Realms of Pain. There. So yeah. So look at that. It just looks like it kind of reminds you of Lucifuge, like hairy chest.
They love Danzig, for sure.
Like the Lucifuge album, Danzig's hairy chest with like the medallion in it. Typical just New York hairy Italian guy rock. Peter Steele, Glenn Danzig. Just that kind of feel. Like something that only like you could relate to here in New York, the New York area. So, but definitely a good. A lot of type. I even like some of the riffs are even like a little bit Melvin-y, like being that it's more doomy. It kind of even reminds me of that in a way.
But yeah, I think they have a really interesting sound. I'm not a big Danzig fan or a big Typo fan, but
you missed
I like
out
this.
on the hairy Italian guy rock.
It just doesn't do anything for me. Hairy Italian guys.
Yeah. I'm a hairy Italian guy. Hey, yo, I'm a Italian guy. Hey, yo, whoa.
Yeah, but no, I enjoy this, and I often don't like a lot of doom too. So it's like a lot of elements coming together here that I don't find appealing, but I like this album.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
good.
little monotonous, I guess. A lot of the songs just kind of hitting that same note there.
Yeah, they're definitely in that.
Uh,
You know, there's a lot of type of negative in it, but not as like slow and like technical.
It's better. I
Yeah,
liked it
definitely.
more.
Yeah, it's a
than
little
Type O
more
Negative.
down to earth, a little more like down to earth than those bands, I would say.
Yeah,
A little more less
but definitely check them out. I think they definitely deserve
more accessible than Danzig.
more attention than they're getting.
Yeah, it's a tiny band. No one knows about these guys. New album. They don't have a lot of albums out.
Listen to Caskets Open
Caskets Open from Finland.
from Finland.
So okay, that's all for our music review. Let's get into the news now. And there's a lot of news.